Horror!
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Update, the show where we update you on everything that's happened over the last week in the gaming industry, or in this case, the last 2 weeks, because, well, there was a lot of illness last week. We won't go into that. So let's get straight into the news. Jay, what have we got?
Okay, so we're going to start off with Spyro Reignited.
Of course.
So Spyro HD. It was leaked this morning on Amazon. They listed it and they had the box art and loads of nice screenshots and a price. And then Activision, literally at the time of recording, like half an hour ago, have officially announced it.
Finally.
Yeah.
After everyone knew.
After everyone knew about it for weeks.
They officially announced
it.
Well done, Activision.
I know, right? So September 21st, that's coming out.
Yeah, it's really soon. That's, well, soon in gaming terms.
Yeah.
Normally they'd make an announcement like that. It's like, it's coming in 4 years' time.
Yeah. So no, it's coming out in September. And the other thing I like about it is if you own the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, from Monday, the 9th of April, if you go onto the Crash Bandicoot 3 warp screen and press up, up, down, down, left, right, square, you can watch the trailer for it.
No way.
That's like a cool little Easter egg. I mean, you can watch the trailer now on YouTube.
Yeah, but do you want to watch it on YouTube, or do you want to do it the cool 90s cheat code way?
Yeah.
Which is way more cooler.
Yeah, so I think they're probably going to patch that in at some point over the weekend, but it's a nice little touch.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, September 21st for the Spyro HD, or Reignite as it's called now. And if that doesn't make September awesome enough...
Wait a minute. Just before you go on with this bit of news.
Oh, yes?
Don't forget to guess what's in my cup.
Oh yeah, you forgot that.
I did. Yeah, I know. I think everyone else did as well. They didn't leave any comments last week.
No.
For what's in my cup.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's in my cup? Carry on, Jay. Sorry. Yes. September. What else is going to make it great?
September. What makes it awesome as well is the Spider-Man game for PS4 now has a release date.
Finally got a release date.
Yes. So that's coming out September 7th.
Nice. So that's going to be a busy month, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. It's going to be an expensive one again.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yes, but we are approaching the drought, aren't we? So we might be able to save our pennies.
Ooh, yes, we are. But there's a couple of good games coming up before then, like God of War.
Oh, yes.
Moving on. So we spoke a couple of weeks ago about the loot boxes and everything being removed from Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yep.
Warner Brothers have also said that they're now removing all loot boxes and microtransactions from Middle-earth: Shadows of War.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot. It might have been a thumbnail on someone else's video saying that the grumpy orc is no more or something like that. You know, because it's the shopkeeper is the orc, isn't it?
Right.
The greedy, no more greedy orc.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. So I think we might have finally won.
It's sort of like, well, yes and no, because. Do you remember Hawaii kind of like started putting through these legislation plans for limiting or banning loot boxes implemented in this way?
Yeah.
They lost that.
Yeah,
But it seems that it's kicked up enough of a fuss and a stink for companies to start going, yeah, you know, actually these are a bit shitty, and people are, you know, despite what legalities have got through or haven't got through, the voice is clear from the fans that it's shit.
Yeah, no one wants it, and everyone spoke with their wallets, and I'm pretty sure that the sales weren't as expected. I mean, we know they weren't for Star Wars Battlefront 2. No. So yeah, so people have been speaking with their wallets, and yeah, we kind of won. The other thing they said was that it was taking away how the game should be played. So the idea was you were supposed to like build relationships
and
with
orcs
and kind of go through the Nemesis system that way. But if you could just cheat the system and just buy the orcs, what's the point?
Yeah, there's no point in playing.
Yeah,
like literally, you just hand over all your money, game over.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I think that practice of, you know, some games do it well. I'm not knocking those games. Some games have a good level, a good system of building a community around its service-based platform.
Yeah.
But other games that try and crank it into a single-player experience, that's just downright absurd.
Yeah.
And I hope that this is the last we see of it, because it's just shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I'd even go as far as say Sea of Thieves, it's got no microtransactions at all, but asking people for a £60 buy-in to play essentially a broken, well, an unfinished,
it's an early access game,
vanilla kind of nothing game.
Yeah, it should have been an Xbox game preview game. It should have come out like that, and then later on in the year when there's more to it, Then they could have warranted the 60 quid.
I mean, that's fair enough. I think that they shouldn't have sold it in boxes. I think they literally should have just had it as part of the Xbox Game Pass thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, why ask people? And if you are going to put it on the shelves, put it on the shelves for 10 quid, which is how much a month costs of Xbox Games Pass, right?
Yeah. Well, it's about £8, so
yeah, well, 8 quid or whatever.
Yeah,
because that's definitely worth the content that's in the game.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. What's next, Joe?
So sticking with Xbox, they have announced that there's going to be more original Xbox games coming to Xbox One.
Wow, haven't we been saying that for the last 2 years, Jay?
Yeah, so they have, but what they said is they didn't realise how difficult it was going to be
to make games.
Well, to get the original Xbox games translated onto the Xbox One.
Right.
So there are more coming, and not only that is you can play them now with the new with the Duke controller that they've re-released.
Yeah, I've seen that. The proper Xbox
the old
original
school Xbox controller.
I've got 4 of those back there. None of them will plug into the Xbox One, though.
No, they weren't. But this new one looks pretty cool. I mean, it's wireless. It's got the big plastic thing in the middle is now a screen, so it's pretty funky. I think it's about 60 quid, so it's pricey. But if you really...
You know I'm going to buy one.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get one as well. But yeah, so if you did want to experience the Xbox One with the old controller, then now you can.
Nice.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Yes.
And then staying with Xbox and your favourite game, Sea of Thieves,
Hey.
it is actually the fastest selling new IP on the Xbox One.
It's probably the fastest sinking as well, judging by all the reviews that are coming out at the moment.
Seeping, I like it.
Yeah. Sinking quicker than a galleon in Sea of Thieves.
I think the only reason why it is the fastest selling one is because it's the first game for Xbox
Games
One
Pass.
owners and
the Games Pass.
Yeah,
Like
and the Games Pass.
I reckon a vast percentage of people that are playing Sea of Thieves are people that have got it through the Games Pass.
Yeah, and probably on their 2-week free trial, and at the end of the 2 weeks. So I'd actually like to see, because I think it's been about 2 weeks now. I'd like to see how the figures dropped last week when everyone's free trial ended.
Yeah,
of concurrent players on Sea of Thieves. That could be interesting to look up.
It would be very interesting. Let's try and find those figures.
I think we should find the figure because I'm expecting a.
Yeah, I'm expecting that too. I mean, Sea of Thieves, don't get me wrong, fantastic potential.
Yeah.
The potential for a pirate game is there, and it's so awesome. But at the moment, well, it's 3 fetch quests and 2 boats.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nothing else.
They need to add a lot more, and they need to add a lot more fast.
They do. Really quick. They need to get on this now. If they want to... I mean, it's a good game. Like, everything that's in there works. Well, it does now. Sort of. But in order to keep people entertained, there's got to be more than these fetch quests. They need to start putting in some bespoke missions and voyages. You know, actual, like, impressive voyages, because at the moment, there's just not enough to keep you there.
No, it is. It's just all the same. No matter how high a level you go and what the quests or voyages you're taking, they just amount to the same.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Same islands to get the same loot, to then go back to the same person and get a random amount of gold. Yeah,
and once you've grinded your way to level 50 in each of the 3 fetch quests on offer, and grinding to level 50 is...
It's going to take a long time.
It takes a long time. Once you get there, there's still nothing.
No, you get a hideout and legendary voyages.
That's it.
Which amount to the same, just with higher payouts.
Yeah.
Well done, Microsoft. Well done.
Woo-woo!
Yeah. And staying with things which need more content, coming to Xbox is also No Man's Sky.
Well, it's probably got more gameplay in it than Sea of Thieves currently has.
Now. The game now is different, completely different to when it first came out.
Yeah,
and
but
there's even a new expansion coming out with the new game.
But will people care enough to try it?
No, because everyone saw how it did on the PS4. I don't think anyone's going to bother with it now it's coming to Xbox One.
Yeah, I kind of feel that, like, they're just going to be like, why are you giving us this?
Yeah.
This was a broken mass of lies that came out on the PlayStation 3 years ago. Why bother?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Since it came out, they added on the base building.
You can
and
add base building.
Ship, you can space station. You can build a space station, can't you?
Yeah, and there's a lot more content coming in the new game. The add-on's called Next.
That's cool. But you see, it's a common thing in the moment in the industry, and we've said it before. We'll say it again. Too little, too late.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone that went out and bought it day one has got rid of it, and they're just not interested to go back to it now. That's just...
If No Man's Sky came out tomorrow with all of the stuff, you know, that it promised, you know, and it hadn't been out before, it would be an amazing game.
Yeah.
Everyone would probably love it. But the fact that it released with barely anything in it, and then slowly built on that, but asked you for a full price buy-in at the beginning.
Yeah.
They just shot themselves in the foot. That's what they should have done with Sea of Thieves. Offer it for $5, because, you know, 3 fetch quests, 2 boats, there you go. Roam around the sea for a bit, have a laugh, and then steadily ramp up to the point where the game's actually worth £60.
Yeah, and then in 2 years' time, they'll release the definitive edition, and newcomers would pay the £50 to get it.
Exactly. I mean, I would pay £5 quite happily for the content that's on offer in Sea of Thieves right now, because that's all I believe it's worth.
Yeah.
Then if they added more voyages, 3 or 4 new ships, another £5, you know, and just I'd be happy to do that. But
yeah.
£60 straight in, and then what is all future DLC going to be free for that?
They haven't announced anything like future DLC wise. I mean, we know there's probably going to be, but they haven't actually outlined any plans for where the game's going to evolve to.
Wow,
which is worrying.
That's disturbing. That's like Telltale Games releasing an episode 1 of a very long story and then saying, well, we don't really know when or where or what the story's gonna do yet. We've got no comment to make on that. It's like, great. Why is everyone going to buy the first episode then?
Yeah, or buy into the season pass to get it all when it comes out, as and when. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
So, but who knows? Something good might come of it.
Maybe.
No idea. But yeah, No Man's Sky also coming to Xbox One. So if you Xbox owners want disappointment too, it's coming for you.
Hey!
And then lastly, I want to touch on the PSVR.
Okay.
It's got a new price now. It's got a permanent £100 price drop.
Really?
Yeah, so now you can get the starter pack for £250.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wish I'd waited.
Yes, it's like half the price than when it first came out. But it also leads me to worry, is now the PSVR kind of dying out? Is it going to be a new PS Vita? Something that was really
I wouldn't
cool.
go that far. I would say that, if anything, they're making it more available to a wider audience by the price drop. It's an opportunity to remarket it. There is a few new PSVR experiences coming soon.
Yes.
And maybe they're kind of leading up to releasing a new headset. I don't know. I mean, my standpoint on VR is it's a big gimmick and it's impressive for 5 minutes, and then you're kind of like, yeah, that's great. I'm going to go and play a real game now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well it's well received by a niche market, but as far as a wide audience is concerned, I think it's just too. What's the word? The fan base for VR is too sparsely populated for it to really take hold in a big mainstream way.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so, but maybe, as you said, the price drop might entice more people in. The more people that buy VR units might inspire PlayStation to drop more money on it. So we might get better experiences, better games. Who knows? But if you did want it and did want to try it, then if the £100 drop seems more enticing to you, then there you go.
Yeah, it's definitely a good entry-level VR headset. I mean, it's not going to stack up against the Vive or the Oculus Rift, but as far as getting an idea of what VR is like and if it is for you, PSVR does a good job of that.
Yeah, but the price point as well, it's half the price of the Oculus Rift and the VR, and the new VR Pro's coming out, and that's going to be £900. So you could buy 4 of these for that. So yeah, but £100 price drop.
Nice.
There you go. And that's it for this week's and last week's news.
Nice. Okay, so now we've reached the part of the show where we read out your comments from last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, sorry about that. Things happen, and timing was bad, And yeah, but we're getting to them now, so thank you for patiently waiting for us to get back to you.
Yeah.
Jay, who is our first commenter from 2 weeks ago?
Sleeping Rabbit is first.
Hey, how's it going?
Sadly, without a PC or Xbox, I will never get to enjoy Sea of Thieves. It's the most interesting game that I can't play, and I need it in my life.
Ah, well...
We might have just ruined that for you.
I'd say you're not really missing out on anything at the moment. Literally, it's impressive, and it gives you a good sense of what the game could potentially be, but I would say it's literally no more than a demo at the moment.
Yeah, it's probably got... You probably enjoy it for one playthrough, whether it be 5, 10 hours maybe, and then after that, you've seen everything the game can offer.
Yeah,
so
literally everything.
I wouldn't worry about getting it now, maybe in the future when there's more of a game.
Yeah, in a couple of years' time, you know, start saving your pennies, get yourself an Xbox or a PC, and get it later.
Yeah, by the time you got one, it might actually be a half-decent game.
Yeah.
Some good...
there you go. Good consumer advice there.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait.
Wait. But thanks, Sleeping Rabbit. Thanks for your comment. Osnar.
Hey, Osnar. How's it going?
You said you like your special effects and horror movies.
I do.
Have you seen John Carpenter's The Thing? If so, what did you think of its special effects?
Mate, I actually did. I covered John Carpenter's Thing twice on the channel. I did a movie review in our Halloween countdown.
Yes.
I can't remember which day it was, but it's in there somewhere. And I also did a Baron Von Toy's horror special on the video game.
Yes.
You can go and check that out if you want for my full opinions. But yeah, obviously I love The Thing. It's like one of my favourite sci-fi horrors of all time.
Yeah, it's great. What do you think to the new one as well?
Oh, that one was even better.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, John Carpenter's Thing is always going to be...
Yeah, it was the original.
Yes, Well, it wasn't the original. It was a remake.
John Carpenter's one was a remake.
Yeah. Originally, it was an old black and white movie back. Yeah, and he remade it. So his remake is kind of the most popular one.
Yeah.
But the new one is great because it tells you what happened to the other team that was there.
Yeah.
It kind of shows the flip side of the story, and it's great watching that one first and then watching John Carpenter's The Thing, because they even go through a lot of details of, you know, there's like a bit where Kurt Russell in John Carpenter's Thing, when they're at the other base, they're walking through its disheveledness and there's like an axe sticking in the door.
Yeah.
And like when you watch the prequel, the new prequel, you see how that axe gets in that door, and it's like, oh my god, it's really amazing. But yeah, I love the whole thing, like saga. That story is just brilliant, and I'd love to see more of it. I think the scope from a lot more.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And the effects were great. I remember I remember seeing it when I was quite young, and that's the scene when he's operating on that guy and it takes his hands off and the head comes off. That gave me nightmares for a long time. That did.
It was
rather disturbing.
It was the way they had that animatronic head. Like the way it moves, there's something about animatronics and the way that it's just so disturbing, and it can make a human face just look so alien, which works so well.
Yeah,
you know, the uncanny valley kind of worked perfectly in this sense, because the thing was just so scary, and it was just, and then it grew legs and turned into a spider. I was like, oh it's man,
just nightmares all over that. But yeah, he goes on to say that there was the game on the original Xbox as well. So yeah. Covered it. Go and check it out. Check out the video.
But
no, it's all great. Thanks, Asnot. Thanks
Cheers.
for coming.
Thank you.
Andy M. Hi, Mog. With modern day events, maybe taking the level out of COD would be a good idea. Also, removing multiplayer is a bad idea, as most fans play it mostly. So this is going back to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
Yes.
And we asked the question about the level where you're in the airport.
Right,
and you have to shoot all the civilians.
Yeah.
On a different note, do you think games should get a reboot or carry on the journey with new characters? Sample God of War.
Yeah, well, I mean, God of War hasn't been rebooted. It's just carried on, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's taking the franchise in bold new steps, but it's not kind of like this is God of War 1 again.
Yeah. I like both. Yeah, I like when they completely remake a game. Case in point, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, that sort of thing. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But also, I like when they take the same thing or the same characters into new areas.
Yeah. It's because like obviously if it's a remake, let's say Resident Evil for example, that gives you a fresh look at something that you're really nostalgic about.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, it's a, you know, it's kind of like playing the remastered version of Resident Evil is how your brain remembers the original.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, it was this good, and then you play the original like, oh no,
it wasn't.
It really
Yeah.
wasn't. But yeah, so I like that. I like seeing fresh perspectives on old, like, nostalgic kind of things. That's really cool. But yeah, taking those characters and seeing them in new scenarios is always going to be cool as well. Like,
yeah,
I'd love to see a new game where Jill is the protagonist. Like, again, like, or Rebecca as the protagonist, or hell, even it would be nice to see a full game, proper, old school fixed camera with Barry Burton as like a main character.
Yeah, because I wasn't a fan of Barry Burton's character in Resident Evil Revelations 2. It didn't feel like Barry. But yeah, I think a really cool, like, going back to maybe what he did just after the mansion after he got out. I
know people are like, you see it in comment sections, don't you? Like when people get up in arms about things going in new directions and stuff. Lord, I've done it many of times. Because you're fans, you're passionate about what you like, right? But I think it's like, it's nice to see it in new ways, but then it can crush your dreams, can't it?
Yeah,
It can really mess you up. But I like seeing it going in new directions, but it's got to be right. And I know people are saying like, oh well, you've got to move on. Fixed cameras were a technicality. You know, it was a technical issue back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was easier.
It's easier to do that. So that's why they did it. So we should move on. It's like, really? I mean, if Capcom tomorrow announced that they were making a Resident Evil game for the PlayStation 1 again, a brand new story with some characters that you know and love, some new characters, whole new thing, and they were releasing it on disc for the PlayStation 1, and they announced that tomorrow, you gotta tell me that people would buy that.
It would sell out like instantly. I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like, they could do that. They should do that. I think more people, more companies shouldn't be afraid of releasing games on old hardware. I mean, look at these guys that are making Xeno Crisis. Right, Xeno Crisis is a brand new game for the Sega Mega Drive. We covered it a while ago in one of our updates. That got, like, you know, funded like immediately, like, and they got like double the amount that they were asking for. People want this stuff. I wonder
if that's where gaming is going to go, to the point where they're releasing games for old consoles.
Why not? We're at the remaster stage. Why not just make new old games?
Yeah, I like the channel that does all the demakes, the 1998 demakes.
Did you see the PT one?
I haven't seen the PT one.
It's really good. Like, it's really good.
I've seen the Resident Evil 7, Rocket League, BioShock, The Last of Us.
Yeah,
they're really, really good.
Yeah, and I know people are saying like, well, you're just being nostalgic for old stuff, but I'm like, well, were those old games really that bad and unplayable? We all loved them. I mean, people played Final Fantasy VII and thought it was, you know, it was the best thing ever. Yeah,
some people still do. I mean, I go back and play the old Final Fantasies. We even played the old Resis the other week.
Yeah, we did.
And we enjoyed them just as much.
So I think more companies should step up and start thinking like, well, we've got this amazing franchise. Why not release another Silent Hill game on the PlayStation 1? You know, people could still get them.
Yeah. I think someone should do it as an experiment and see what happens.
Yep.
But that would be really cool. That would be quite exciting.
Yep. Come on, Capcom. Do it.
Yeah. He also says a film to watch, Wormwood.
Wormwood?
Yeah.
Wormwood.
I don't think I've heard of that.
No, that requires a Google.
Yeah, yes. We'll have to Google that one later, but thanks, Andy. Thanks for your comment.
Thank you very much.
Matthew Long, 1978.
Matthew Long! Not short.
Yes.
Matthew Long.
Hey guys, great video as always. I felt cheated with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare when it sold it only... only to find out that I couldn't play Modern Warfare without the disc.
Yeah.
When I sold it, I see. Yeah, so a lot of people didn't like Infinite Warfare, so they sold the game, but then they couldn't access the Modern Warfare Remastered. At this point, I flogged the rest of my Call of Duty games and vowed not to buy any more of their trash, something I should have done a long time ago. Regarding horror films, you mentioned Dario Argento.
Yeah.
If you like his films, you should try anything by Lucio Fulci.
Okay.
Including The Beyond, House by the Cemetery, and City of the Living Dead, all of which are pretty gory.
I think I've watched City of the Living Dead. Yeah, it is pretty nasty, that one. Yeah.
I was also trying to find something on par with Zombievers.
Good luck.
I first thought of Slither. But that film was half decent, and after trolling through some utter crap, I came across Attack of the Killer Donuts. Now, I haven't made that up. You have to see it to believe it.
Awesome. I've got another recommendation for you, actually. I can't actually remember the name of it, but if you Google it, you will find it. Basically, it stars Ron Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. It stars Ron Jeremy, right? Here's the premise, and I kid you not, this is genuine. Ron Jeremy, as we all know, he's a porn star, right? Very strange how he got that role. Anyway, it's a story about how his penis gets possessed or something, leaves his body and goes around killing a bunch of teenagers in a cabin in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah. Ron Jeremy's penis on a killing rampage. Genuine horror film. Genuine.
This sounds like an interesting watch.
Be careful where you Google that.
I would be very, very careful.
If you're watching at work, don't Google it.
Yeah, I'll be very careful. The words you use in Google to find that film as well.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy's No. Yeah. But yeah, it's a very strange film.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That one might be Attack of the Killer Donuts, but still, I need to find that film.
Yeah, we'll have a look for that. Thank you.
P.S. I just noticed your rendition of Run to the Hills for What's in My Cup at the end of the video. Have you thought about doing this with some other Maiden classics?
Maybe we could. Can you play any more Maiden classics on the acoustic guitar, Joe?
I could damn well give it a go. Can you sing What's in My Cup to other Maiden classics?
I'm pretty sure I could.
Watch this space. But thanks, Matthew Long. Thanks for your comment. Wells82.
Hey, Wells. How's it going? COD.
The game's original warning and option to remove no Russian is good enough for those few people who may be offended.
Yes.
What's next? Removing Han Solo's blaster from a movie poster. Oh, wait.
Did they do that?
Was that a thing?
They did that?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
I'm not aware of that. That's interesting. But yeah, no, I see your point. There was there is a message at the start that asks you if you want to remove that level. So if you don't like it, you always can. It
doesn't give you any details of what that level entails.
No, but it gives you a strong warning as to if you want to avoid like emotional or that kind of thing.
Yeah. But it doesn't detail what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the warning's fair enough.
And the fact that the game is like 10 years old now and a lot of people know about it and it's out there anyway. Even if you don't pick up the remastered, you can still go and buy the 360 version and play it.
Yep.
What's the difference there? They haven't removed that from sale.
No.
So yeah, it could be pretty good.
Yep.
I always found the level stupid, wondering why my character wouldn't just drop his cover and execute the terrorists in front of him. Is there a reason not to? Can't remember. No, I don't think you get the option.
There is an option, but it's integral to the story because you're playing at that point an undercover agent, aren't you?
Yeah, you're undercover, yeah.
And as sad as it was, he got involved in that because he thought that that's what he needed to do to get
the information he needed or something, or they were... Yeah. But
little known to him, they already knew who he was.
Yeah.
And they killed him and leave you for dead at the end of that section.
Yeah.
So when the police arrive, they see that like you're an American and you're responsible for the attack in Russia.
Yeah.
So obviously Russian police forces are like, America's committed this attack, so yeah, and
it is quite integral to the story. But I think someone pointed out before that you don't actually have to kill anyone. You don't have to pull the trigger.
You don't, no.
But you obviously have to watch everyone else killing everyone. So yeah,
might as well join in.
Yeah, hey, pull that trigger. No consequences in the game.
No, I've actually done that section without killing anyone.
Yeah,
I have. Yeah, I've done both.
I've done that, and I've done the one where I've killed everyone. But then again, we're people that know the difference between games and real life.
Yes, reality. It's a thing.
Yes. But thanks, Wells82. Thanks for your comment. Autistic Genius.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't understand the outrage of video game violence. I've seen greater violence in films. The big problem with all the visual art is that some people, especially children, can struggle to separate reality from the film video game world, especially now as these mediums are becoming so much more believable.
And that's why we have ratings on things.
Yes.
You know? But as we discussed before, that's kind of a... It's kind of a weird situation.
It's still a grey area, yeah. The best way to solve this is through educational workshops that could be presented at schools to show how video games are created and the real consequences of copying what we see in these creative mediums.
I think knowledge is always going to be better, like teaching kids about video game creation and even violence in movies, like offering, like, I mean, I know it sounds silly, but if they're going to watch something gory, I mean, why not show how visual effects are made and developed in schools?
Yeah.
I mean, because then if they can understand what they're watching, they'd rather be thinking, like, instead of, oh, that's really gory, it's like, oh, I wonder how they achieved that effect.
Yeah.
You know,
but, like, but I mean, I'm the kind of person, I know you are too, that watches a film and that's what we think.
Yeah.
I wonder how they did that, or that looked good. How was that? But yeah, but then again, I suppose we still come from that generation where we know the difference. I think maybe the lines are getting more blurred now between reality and what you're seeing in these mediums, but
maybe. I mean, there's no denying films and stuff like that. They are so much more realistic nowadays than they were back when we were kids, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think having something, some more awareness, even if it's just for the parents to pass down to the kids, I think having more knowledge and awareness about these things is important now in this day and age, going forwards.
Yeah, I think, as you said, the education needs to be reformed now anyway. There's so much more useful things that could be taught in school now than before. I think the whole thing needs revamping, but that is a topic for another discussion, and we're going to get into that now. No. But thanks, Autistic Genius. Thanks for your comment. William C5233.
William, how's it going?
I've been playing Telltale's Batman, and so far I'm loving it. But I wish that Telltale would have made a game on a lesser-known DC Vertigo comic, like they did for the Wolf Among Us Fables.
Right. Yeah. I suppose like the one that they chose for Batman was kind of common, but I've not read many Batman comic books. I've read a few, but I definitely haven't read the one that was kind of used for the Telltale series. So I was kind of happy with that.
Yeah, still enjoyed the story.
Yeah. Have you found any crazy glitches in there yet? I had a few. I had the one where you're on the bridge talking to Commissioner Gordon, and Bruce Wayne's head just starts like going like just starts jerking around in weird angles and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah, that's a bit creepy.
Yeah, you can, if you didn't get that glitch, you can find it on the YouTubes. Yeah.
He also says, have we seen Dead Snow 2?
I haven't seen Dead Snow 2.
I didn't even know there was a Dead Snow 2.
There is. I've seen it, as in I've seen it about, but I've never just gone, yeah, all right, let's watch that now. Like I haven't done that yet, so I will. Is it better? Do you think it's better? Sequel, more blood, more
Define
snow?
Better.
Yeah, I know. The first one wasn't exactly award-winning, was it?
No. So there you go. We had quite a few film suggestions.
Yeah.
A lot to get watching. But
yeah. We'll have to get through those.
Thanks, William. Thanks for your comment. Nick Ims,
how's it going?
Yeah, only just found you guys again since the days of Gamegasm.
Liking
the new name and vibe. Keep up the good work, dudes.
Nice, thank you very much.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers.
The Jerk at Work.
Hey, how's it going?
This is to what we said about a couple of weeks ago when we said about Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
Nope, not getting Battlefront 2. The progression system is still way overly difficult. EA completely screwed the pooch on it. I thought Battlefront 1 on PS Plus for $5 with all DLC. I bought Battlefront 1 on PS Plus for $5 with all DLC.
Right.
Still tons of players on it, been having lots of fun.
Oh, so, yeah, okay.
Like Bren said, Sea of Thieves seems like No Man's Sky in the Caribbean. Meh. I'd wait until the end of the year when there's actual content or missions to do. Yeah. Are you going to get a PS4 group together? If so, would someone like me in Chicago be able to play online with you guys?
Well, we have got a PlayStation group.
Yes, we have. And it's all set up and sorted now. I've got the new pictures and it's all there. So I can't remember what you need to do to search for it, but I'll put all the details in the description below with the exact name and everything, and you'll be able to find us and join us. And then when we do play...
Yes, but also, with you being in Chicago, there's a time difference of about 6 hours, I believe. I think they're 6 hours behind.
Quite possibly. 6 or 7 hours,
Something like that. So, whilst whilst you're in bed, we're at work, and then when we're playing games, you're at work. So
yeah,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, there are some times where we do like to try and do the live streams late at night here, so we do capture you guys during the day over the pond. Yeah. So there might be some times on a weekend maybe where we might be playing something and you can join in. So.
But if you join the group, then you'll see when we're online. Anyway,
yeah, exactly. Right? So we'll start posting on there when we do start setting up them sort of things. We'll post on the group so you're able to see it.
Yep. There you go.
So yeah, so it's definitely there. Details in the description below. Great video. Keep up the great work.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Almost there now.
Almost there.
David Reynolds.
Hey.
So you got in there just before we would have been recording last week, but little did you know that we weren't doing it. So, hey guys, I'm at work at the moment, so sending this question in quick on the fly. I was wondering where you think general hardware performance, computing power and graphics could eventually end up in 20 years or so. I mean, look at the difference already. We are edging closer and closer to photorealism in proper action games. Do you think it might have a limit? How much better than photorealism can we achieve? A cool next step might be proper 3D TVs and games actually implementing them and don't need glasses and use the same tech as a 3DS. I mean, that'd be weird having a big screen with 3D.
I mean, the reason why we don't have that at the moment is because it's too expensive to take that 3DS screen and blow it up to like 60 inches. You know, it's just nope, too much. But it might get there. I mean, I think holograms are going to come into stuff more often. I think hologrammatic elements would be quite cool. Having something appear in your living room would be interesting. But I don't know, as far as that stuff's kind of concerned, everyone's living rooms and setups and how they consume entertainment is different. So to get something like that the same across the board, I don't know how you would make content that you could guarantee everyone has the same experience with, short of making a new building that's like a cinema for hologram films or whatever, you know?
Yeah, because like when the Kinect first came out, to enjoy it at the best, you need to be 6 feet away from your TV and have all of this space around you. It's like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, what about all the kids in box bedrooms in the UK?
Yeah, so or if you live somewhere with a small living room, or your living room's just not set out to have all that space.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. And yeah, as you said, some people wouldn't be able to get the same experience as others, and you know that would just be unfair. And I don't think that's what they're going for. But I think 3D is already redundant. You don't really see many 3D TVs now. They're all 4K and soon to be 8K. Yeah. And if you ever watched anything in 4K or like really Ultra HD on an OLED TV, you get that depth perception in the image anyway without needing the glasses. Yeah,
it's really good. But with as far as games and graphics and stuff like that, I think there is a limit. Photoreal is going to be the limit, really. I mean, where else would you want to go with regards to graphics and clarity and stuff? There are always going to be improvements, but I think the main direction that gaming is going to take when technology hits its peak in that area visually, I think it's just down to style. It's style, you know, it's art at the end of the day. So whether you've got ultra hyper realistic graphics, or you're doing the next, like, you know, cartoon platformer, I think it's just how you use that power to bring your style out is how they're going to use the power now. They're basically, it's art without limitations on hardware, so that they've got more room to just stretch the imagination with, you know. Yeah. So I think that's where it's going to go. It's just wilder, bigger experiences, you know. Yeah. But yeah, there will be a limit. There will be a limit.
Yeah, definitely. As always, keep on gaming, developing, vlogging, and I'll catch you later.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. And the last comment comes in from Christian Denning.
Hey, how's it going?
Who is still trying to sell me XCOM 2 by saying that it's only $11.99 on PSN right now.
Nice.
Hashtag just saying.
Yeah. You gonna get it, Jay?
I already have.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, I did buy it. I did see that it was only 12 quid on there, so I do have it. So I haven't played it yet, but I will eventually get around to playing it, and then I'll let you know my thoughts.
Yeah.
As and when.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. He's done it.
I have finally done it. I finally got an XCOM 2. You've only been on at me for probably half a year. Yeah. But I've finally done it, and I will get around to playing it.
Nice. Lovely.
That's it for the comments.
Nice. Well, we got through those. That's brilliant. And Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us, and as always, if you want us to read out your comments in next week's show, please leave them down below. Talk about whatever you like, whatever we've talked about in this show, or something completely different and off the frickin' chain.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the old like button, smash the subscribe button as well if you haven't already, and tick the bell, and do all the other nonsense and hoops that YouTube want us to jump through so you can get notified when our videos come out. Do all that.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
great.
much. Yeah, fine.
Thanks, and as always, I've been Brent.
I've been Jay.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
What's in my cup? What's in my cup? Answers in the comments.